Now, dozens of people have died in flooding as torrential rains sweep across northern India. Flash floods and landslides have destroyed highways and homes across several states in the north of the country and in Delhi. Authorities in the capital were forced to shut school there on Monday. Scientists say that India's seasonal monsoon rains are getting heavier as the climate becomes warmer.
Heavier than normal monsoon rains turned the Bias River into a raging torrent in the North Indian state of Himachal Pradesh. The rushing water destroyed roads and damaged power lines and communication systems, which hampered rescue efforts.
Road restoration will take some time, but our priority is to restore electricity and mobile networks so that we can receive information regarding any other stranded people so we can rescue them.
Scientists say climate change is making the monsoon rains stronger and more unpredictable. Dozens of people have died because of the floods across northern India. Delhi was inundated with the highest rainfall in a single day for 40 years, swelling the Yamuna River, which runs through the heart of the capital. Local media reports say thousands of people are already being moved to shelters as the river reaches dangerous levels. Further southwest, staff at Jaipur's biggest hospital and medical college were left wading through the wards. The flood surge was so fast, they had no time to evacuate the patients.
Despite being such a big hospital, so much water has entered within just 3 to 4 hours of rain. So you can imagine the conditions in other hospitals. Patients are facing problems and they have not been moved yet.
As health workers try to pump out the water from the hospital rooms, India's weather agency is forecasting more rain in the days to come.
And DW Bureau Chief Amrita Chima told us more about the situation in the areas affected by the flooding in India. She was in Delhi.
Well, I'm in Delhi, which has been very badly affected by these monsoon rains. 2 days of heavy rainfall in the last couple of days have caused huge amount of disruption across the city. Many drains overflowed. Areas were submerged. Even in central Delhi, homes of ministers and parliamentarians were covered in water. Now, there's also been waterlogging, which is a big problem. But we've had a bit of a reprieve right now. In the last couple of days, there's been scant or little rain. And in fact, I even see a shimmer of sunshine for the first time in many days. But there's great concern about the river Yamuna, which flows through Delhi. That is flowing above the danger mark. But the worst of the places affected are the hill states, Himachal Pradesh. The ferocity of the raging waters there have swept away houses, bridges, livestock, trucks, cars, anything that stood in their way. And the other 2 states which are very badly affected are Punjab and Haryana. Apart from the inconvenience caused to the people, large tracts of farmland are underwater, causing great distress to the people living there.
How well prepared is India for all of this, Amrita?
Well, these monsoons this year were unprecedented and they came earlier than usual. Now, we mentioned that Delhi had the highest rainfall in 40 years and Himachal Pradesh, the worst affected state, had 1 month of rainfall in 2 days. So it is quite an unprecedented situation. Having said that, of course, the authorities could have been better prepared. We have the monsoons coming to India every year, and yet many people say the authorities seem surprised every year. More preparations need to be made, drainage needs to be improved, infrastructure has to be built up so that there's no scrambling that takes place once the monsoons arrive. And also in the hill states, environmentalists have been warning that these are areas which are geo and ecologically sensitive. So much more care needs to be taken. But progress on that front also has been quite slow.
More rain expected in the coming days. What's likely to happen?
Well, the weather forecasters have said more rain is expected in the next few days are critical for the hill states, particularly Himachal Pradesh and its neighbouring hill state of Uttarakhand. Now, we must remember that these areas are also very popular with tourists, and hundreds of tourists are stranded there. So they are taking precautions, all sorts of precautions. There's also concern that the flood waters from the hills are coming downstream. Dams are being opened up in some areas to relieve the tension of the water there. So the lower lying plains cities, states could also be affected, like Delhi, for example, as I mentioned, the Yamuna. But relief agencies are working around the clock, getting support from other groups like the army to make sure there's minimum loss of people and infrastructure.
Amrita Chima in Delhi. Thank you so much.